This is a turbocharged small crossover SUV, and it's only got 32,000 actual miles. This is a 2013 Ford Escape with the Ecoboost 1.6 liter engine. Ford's entire line of their Ecoboost engines are turbocharged engines, hence the Ecoboost, with Eco standing for increased fuel economy as a result of the turbocharger, and of course Boost being what the turbo provides for the engine. This neat little vehicle is for sale at Elohim Auto Sales. You can see this vehicle and all of our others at www.elohimautosales.com, as well as get a free Carfax history report on anything in our inventory and see more details and photographs on just about anything. First thing that catches my eye about this vehicle and grabs my attention is the color. The name of this color is Deep Impact Blue Metallic, and it really looks the part. The second thing that catches my eye is just the size of this vehicle. Yes, it is a crossover. Yes, it is four-wheel drive with some moderate ground clearance, but it is still coming in such a small package. Under the hood here, you can see just how truly small that 1.6 liter Ecoboost is, and yet thanks to that turbocharger, this motor is still pumping out 173 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque. Also thanks to that little turbocharger, this crossover SUV with this tiny little engine is still getting in the mid-30s as far as fuel economy. Now it's rated at 33 miles per gallon, but as per usual, you can still squeeze out a few extra miles per gallon from what it's rated at. Now the family of Ford engines that this 1.6 liter Ecoboost comes from has only been released in about 2009-2010, so it's really not that old. And I personally am looking forward to see how these motors age, as well as how the aftermarket develops for them.
All right, let's give this Escape a quick walk around here. See that beautiful color. Dual exhaust, I believe that comes standard with all of the Ecoboost engines. The interior is in almost brand new condition. That one little dot right there on the seat is the only flaw, at least that I've found in the entire interior. Car's a little dusty. I washed it a week ago, but here on my lot it lives next to the highway there, so the other cars get it pretty dusty. Continuing the walk around, we'll go out back here. So for this, it has just a little button. Then that opens up nicely. You do have a handle right here to pull it down when that time comes. It looks as though, oh well, how about that? There's a fuse panel back there. That's pretty neat. Another shot of the back seat. Do one of the front here. A little thing that I do like about this is how these door pulls are actually the size of a regular handle. They're not something you can just slip your fingers in. You can actually grab onto it, which I like. You know, it's a little thing, but it feels nice.
The interior of this Escape is similar to the exterior in that it is fairly small in size. But that said, I am 6'1" and not at all in shape. I am more than comfortable and have plenty of space. I have plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room, actually more than enough leg room. I could even come up a little bit here and still be comfortable. The interior of this Escape is set up very ergonomically for the driver. Everything is well within reach. Everything's easy to understand. You're not going to have to take your eyes away from the road. to figure out how to do what you're looking to do. Even somebody that's coming into this vehicle is a new to them vehicle. It does have the My Ford touchscreen, which is great. It's got that little screen between the gauges there that has a lot of useful information. And another personal favorite of mine is it does have a lot of controls on the steering wheel here. In the back seat of this Escape, it's pretty bare bones essential back here, but that said, as a full-grown adult, I still do have enough leg room. It's not ample leg room, but it is definitely enough. And yet you do still have your behind the seat little pocket there. And power windows, of course, speakers back here. You do have a 12-volt plug-in and vents coming out of the center console, which is nice. Not all vehicles do have that. The back seats aren't extraordinarily comfortable. They're pretty stiff, pretty firm. I feel like they would fit somebody smaller than me a lot better. But that said, I do still have more than enough headroom, which is always something that's nice for me, being somewhat taller. Now these back seats, as I'm going to show you in a moment, what's really nice is they have a button here on the side of the headrest. You pop it and that seat folds down like that. That's nice because first off, it can give you more visibility out of your rear window. And secondly, that is one of the easiest ways to get the headrest out of the way for when you go to fold this seat down. Let me show you.
Let me show you how that seat works. So this, push that little button there. Very simple. Boom, goes down, and you just pull that.
Feels good. Feels good to drive. You know, feels like you've got plenty of technology at your fingertips here, and that the car's modern. You know, and the interior is pretty well designed. You know, it's not super spacious. This is a small vehicle, but at the same time, it is spacious enough. It has just enough space for I'd say an average sized guy like me. The seats here, they're pretty firm. They're not super comfortable. They contour the body nicely though, so they're also not uncomfortable. You know, I haven't been on a super long drive here, so it's going to be tough to say whether or not they would perform well over time. I feel as though they would, and that's because of how they contour the body. The steering is pretty tight. I mean, you just barely flick the steering wheel or barely make an adjustment, and the car is going to react. The vehicle is going to react to just about any input you give it on the steering wheel. Acceleration is not that great. This isn't really a fast vehicle. I'd hate to have it without that turbocharger, without that Ecoboost engine. That engine really, I think, is needed for this. If this didn't have the Ecoboost, it would be way underpowered. As it sits, it has probably just the right amount of power for what it is. Let me go ahead and give it some beans here. So, you know, that turbocharger, it helps it after a certain bit to get you moving. But the thing is you're still not going to be winning any races or anything like that. That's not what this is for. This is for an economical small size crossover. That's what this is. This isn't a sports car. This isn't a super fast car. This is a daily driver. Get you to A to B, get you to work, get you to school, you know, stuff like that. And for that purpose, this car is going to do great. You know, this is a nice compact vehicle. You're going to be able to park in whatever parking space you want. You know, you're not going to have to worry about bumping into people as much as you would in a lot of other larger vehicles. Overall, you know, this would make a fabulous daily driver. That's what this vehicle is for. You know, and with the four-wheel drive, it's going to do great for a daily driver in a mountain region or you know, somewhere where you're going to get snow. All right. Well, that sun is bright. Let's change that. Whew. Right. All right, so that is the 2014 3, 2, 1. All right, so this is the 2013 Ford Escape. Kind of showed you around inside and out of it. And yeah, thank you for watching.